When you're a student in China, how do you escape the all-seeing eye of AI? Today, you're about to discover some of the most shocking methods being used in Chinese schools. From AI-powered facial expression tracking to brainwave-detecting headbands, and even student uniforms embedded with surveillance chips. While some might say pressure creates diamonds, we must ask, at what cost? These stories might seem distant or even fictional, but they are happening now, shaping an entire generation under unprecedented surveillance. By the end of this video, we want you to reflect on one critical question. Is China going too far with its educational strategy? And should other countries learn from this model or run from it? In China, AI surveillance is no longer confined to public streets or social media platforms. It has entered the classrooms, targeting the youngest minds. Let's start with the infamous brainwave-detecting headbands. These devices monitor students' brain signals to assess whether they're focused or distracted. This data is transmitted to teachers in real time and can even be shared directly with parents. Contrary to popular belief, this is not a Western media exaggeration or tabloid rumor. You can find reports in Chinese media and even in Vietnamese news if you search Vong Jiao Fusi. Produced and tested by BrainCo, this technology has been implemented in elementary schools like Jinhua Primary in Shanghai. According to BrainCo, these headbands can improve focus and academic performance. Teachers report that students appear more disciplined and responsive during lessons. However, one has to wonder, are these students truly engaged or merely conditioned to appear obedient under constant monitoring? There's also a strong psychological dimension. The presence of such devices creates an internal pressure similar to the mythical golden headband of Sun Wukong, forcing compliance through fear of exposure rather than genuine motivation. But brainwave trackers are just one piece of a larger puzzle. At Hangzhou No. 11 High School, an advanced smart behavior management system has been deployed. AI cameras capture micro-expressions, track every gesture, and analyze big data to determine if students are paying attention. This system operates similarly to China's social credit system. Each student receives a real-time behavioral score visible to teachers on their personal dashboard. The aim: to ensure maximum focus and discipline during lessons. Initial feedback suggested that after just 1 month, students began accepting constant surveillance as normal and even adjusted their behavior accordingly. Another striking measure is the use of AI-embedded school uniforms. In provinces like Guizhou and Guangxi, students are required to wear smart uniforms equipped with chips that monitor their movements, even after school hours. If a student tries to leave campus without authorization, an automated voice alarm is triggered, notifying both school officials and parents. These uniforms also feature facial recognition verification to prevent students from swapping outfits as a workaround. What's more alarming is the affordability of this technology. Each uniform costs roughly 150 yuan, around $20. The low price makes mass implementation not only feasible but highly attractive for large-scale adoption. On the surface, these technologies seem to promote discipline and academic success. But when we look deeper, a strategic pattern emerges. In China, education is not only about acquiring knowledge, but also about shaping compliant citizens who fit into a larger social framework. The philosophy emphasizes uniformity and collective performance over individual curiosity and critical thinking. The Chinese model believes that strict adherence to rules and rigid discipline will produce high-performing, efficient citizens, even at the cost of personal freedom.
但是我有自由的时间呢，我不能没有自由啊，我不能光在学习上啊。
This approach raises pressing questions for the global community. Should other countries adopt similar systems to boost student discipline and performance? Or should they safeguard freedom of thought and creativity, even if it means tolerating more chaos and imperfection? When we see the incredible focus and technical mastery of some Chinese students, we can't help but admire their dedication. Yet, we also see children crying under intense pressure, or being pushed to excel beyond healthy limits. This duality is at the core of China's educational strategy, a blend of brilliance and control, innovation and obedience. As we reflect on these developments, we should ask, is this the future of education we want? Should freedom be sacrificed for order? This approach to education isn't just a domestic strategy, it also aligns with China's broader geopolitical ambitions. By molding a generation of disciplined, high-achieving and loyal citizens, China is not only strengthening its internal cohesion, but also preparing a workforce ready to support its vision of global leadership. Imagine a future where these students grow up to become engineers, scientists, diplomats, and entrepreneurs. They are conditioned to work tirelessly, respect hierarchy, and align their personal goals with national objectives. At first glance, this seems efficient. A nation synchronized like a perfectly tuned machine. But in a world that increasingly values creativity, adaptability, and independent thinking, will this system produce leaders who can innovate on a global scale? Meanwhile, in many Western countries, students are often encouraged to question authority, to debate, and to explore alternative viewpoints. While this can lead to greater individual freedom and innovation, it also introduces more chaos and unpredictability into society. The global race in technology and economic dominance is no longer just about hardware or AI models. It's also about which system of education produces minds capable of shaping the future. Some experts warn that if China's model proves successful, producing more scientists, engineers, and top-tier professionals, it could inspire other nations to adopt similar surveillance-based education systems in the name of efficiency and global competitiveness. What happens when data-driven obedience becomes the global standard? Will we see a decline in the rebellious thinkers who challenge norms, drive social change, and question unethical practices? Or perhaps, as some argue, a hybrid model might emerge, combining strict discipline with spaces for creativity and dissent. But can such a balance truly exist under the watchful eye of real-time surveillance? Ultimately, China's experiment with AI in education forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about the trade-offs between control and freedom, order and chaos, innovation and obedience. These are not just questions for China. They are questions for every society grappling with the integration of AI and big data into daily life. As technology increasingly defines the way we live and learn, we must decide what kind of future we are building, and for whom. We invite you to join the conversation. Should education shape obedient citizens or nurture independent, critical thinkers? Share your thoughts below. And if you value deep, nuanced analyses of China's technological rise and its global implications, subscribe to Rise of China Tech, turn on the notification bell, and become part of a community that seeks to decode the future. Not just watch it happen. Stay sharp. Stay aware. Because the battle for the next generation's minds has already begun.